All right, so looking at the exercise sheet, again, there's the help video in Canvas. Let's just go through this real quick. It says the problem shows the fraction's top and bottom numbers being multiplied by a missing number to get an equivalent fraction. What is the missing number? So here, n, that's going to represent a number, and we're going to multiply it by the top and bottom. And so here, how would we get from 25 over to 100? Well, I need to multiply by 4. And so I'd also need to multiply my top number by 4. And that's how we get our fraction out of 100 of 12 over 100. Same thing here. What do I need to multiply 10 by to get to 100? Well, I need to multiply it by 10. So 10 times 10 gives me 100. 5 times 10 as well gives me 50. So 50 over 100, or 50%, would be my answer. And then as we move over here, we are again trying to get it so that bottom number is 100. So here I'd have to multiply and multiply, because 10 is going to get bigger to get up to 100. But what do I need to multiply 10 by to get to 100? That's the question. Well, I can just do 100, my answer, divided by what I'm starting with of 10, and that gives me 10. So 10 times 10 gives me 100, and 6 times 10 gives me 60. 60 out of 100, or 60%. It may also work the other way, where you need to divide. And so here, if I have 15 over 300, well, I could divide both of these to get from 300 to a smaller number of 100. And let's see, I need to divide 300 by 3 to get to 100. So I'd also need to divide 15 by 3 and end up with 5. So 5 over 100, or 5%, would be my answer here. All right, so now that we've figured out how to do all that, we can use this to complete the following worksheets. Here I need to multiply 4 and 10 each by 2 to get to 8 over 20. So what do we have to multiply 2 by here to get to 6? Well, 6 divided by 2 equals 3. So 3 would go in that missing spot there. And then we have 5 times that same number, and we get 15. All right, here we are again. From 8 to 64, what would I have to multiply 8 by? It's kind of a tough one, so I'm going to do 64, my final answer, divided by 8 to figure out what I would need to multiply by. So I'm working backwards here to figure out I'd multiply by 8. Multiply the top number by the same thing. Again, I'm going to start with my answer, divide by 10. Find that I have to multiply by 5 to get from 10 to 50. And then I need to multiply my top number by the same thing to get to 35. All right. So what you're going to do is complete 5 and 6. And then down here, same type of deal, except now we're working backwards. What would I need to divide by? What number? Let's say a number represented by n, to get from 25 to 5, or to get from 40 to 8. Well, in this case, 40 divided by 5, would give me 8. 25 divided by 5 would give me 5. And you can work backwards again here. In other words, you could say 40 divided by 8, the number you already know, equals, and that's going to be your missing square here. Same thing here. You could take the two numbers you're given, 25 and 5, to figure out that 5 would be your missing number. All right, so use what they give you to solve for the rest of those problems there. All right, looking at the next page. This time, you're kind of on your own a little bit, all right? So they helped you out big time with that first worksheet, but now you have to figure out, okay, if I'm looking at a fraction like 1 over 20 in the real world, all right, what do I need to multiply both the top and bottom number by to get to an equivalent fraction out of, again, 100, because that's what our percentage is going to be out of. Well, 20 times 5 gives me 100. I know that because 100 divided by 5 gives me 20. And then over here, I have to multiply 1 by 5 as well to get to 5. So this here would be 5%. All right, let's do one more. To get from 50 to 100, I could do 100 divided by 50 to find that missing number that I'm multiplying by. That's 2. Multiply the top by the same number of 2. Gives me 24 over 100, or 24%. All right. One more here. If we have a case where we have 500 on the bottom, a number bigger than 100, instead of multiplying, what operation will we need to do? Well, quite the opposite. Divide here. What do I need to divide 500 by to get to 100? Well, I can use what I'm given, 500 divided by the number I have as an answer. Tells me that I need to divide by 5. Divide the top number by the same thing. We get 9 over 100, or 9%. All right. You've got the rest of those to figure out, and then we've got set 2 here, which we'll talk about in just a moment. All right, thank you so much. Really, really appreciate your time. Let me know if you have any questions.